Hello, everyone. This is Daniel Riley for Sports Talk on Passionate World Internet Radio. The world in your hands. An incredible buzzer beater helped the Indiana Pacers cover the point spread against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and according to ESPN's Darren Rovell and David Purdom, it broke the bank in Vegas, with casinos losing money left and right. The people who bet Indiana wouldn't cover are horrified at their little investment, unquote, going down the tubes, and it leaves me to wonder, why do we tolerate sports gambling at all? We all know the risks of a fixing scandal, but even that's trivial to the damage sports gambling does to society, and families in particular. We've all heard of the psychology of addiction. In this case, gambling addiction. To people who like to gamble, betting releases a natural chemical called endorphins into their system. Their body comes to depend on it as much as food and water. You know the rest. That's why I hope the courts rule against sports betting in New Jersey. It has more dangers than benefits. That's no oversimplification. The state is better off without betting on Jets and Giants games or any other sporting event for that matter. Gambling wouldn't help the economy like you'd think. In this case, some who bet on the Pacers to cover won't realize it was just luck. It's going to send them down the road to financial ruin, and their personal lives will suffer. That's reason enough to keep sports gambling illegal. Even Vegas would stay afloat if sports betting became illegal in Nevada, trust me. Casinos definitely make enough cash on one-armed bandits to stay afloat. For that matter, why do we demonize sports gambling and yet put up with ESPN airing the World Series of Poker every year? That's like having I don't know how to put it. Someone who works at a beer company talking to grade schoolers about the dangers of drinking. How hypocritical are we to put up with this? A lot of issues involving gambling and sports need to be revisited. For instance, I doubt the FBI investigates the issue as much as it used to, because after 9/11, it moved too many resources away from organized crime to focus on terrorism, when odds are that's not how you and I are going to die anyway. Too much is the operative phrase here. Don't come after me with complaints I have patriotism problems. I'm merely saying the feds aren't paying enough attention to crime here in the United States. Though that said, as far as sports betting is concerned, does any country? Really? We've heard of too many fixing scandals in European soccer. If not for any ethical issue, at least worry about the blood pressure of people who bet on sports. I can only imagine the higher risk of a heart attack that comes from constantly betting on basketball, football, and baseball. It's no wonder heart problems are the number one killer in America. That's what we should be concerned about, not our morning cup of coffee. Sports strengthens the body, gambling destroys it. That's reason enough to eliminate sports betting in the U.S. Heck, anywhere. I promise you, we are far more likely to see a fan die of a heart attack gambling on an NFL game than a player getting killed in one. And that's actually quite a statement, right? Addictions like gambling destroy families, friendships, and lives. Not to mention, it leads to damaging effects on bank accounts. You gamble, you risk having to work overtime far too often. That cash meant for your retirement account goes into a get-rich-quick scheme like betting on a basketball game and you'll lose that money, kiss your future goodbye. The only economy sports gambling ever helped was Las Vegas. That's it. Even if we legalize sports gambling to help make the federal government some cash, it's not like the budget deficit disappears. It just means the White House capitalizes off attempts to get rich quick that aren't going to come true. Is that really a good enough reason? No. We can't stop sports gambling. I understand that. But the problems far outweigh the benefits, as I've already said. Cash getting into the wrong hands, addiction, the risk of a fix. That's enough to put more resources into preventing sports gambling. Society would be much better off, trust me. If you're going to gamble, know what you're getting into. You risk seeing your life go down the toilet and wasting your money away trying to get rich off who wins the Larry O'Brien trophy. You can't retire, and your health suffers. It's just not worth it. As far as I'm concerned, it's based off the idea you can get rich quick, just get rich overnight. And those overnight success stories don't happen nowadays. Ever. There's no need to gamble to enjoy sports. The 4 pro leagues would thrive without it. Look at the billions they're pulling in these days. Common sense. That's what getting rid of sports gambling comes down to. And I can only hope Congress practices it by flat out outlawing sports gambling. This is Daniel Riley for Sports Talk on Passionate World Internet Radio. Thank you so much for tuning in. So long.